my dad always said, no, like, make it better for others, even if you have to take the punch in the face with it. And I think that's sometimes been difficult. Sometimes I'm like, why do I put myself in that situation? And then other days I'm like, if I can make the path better for someone else, then do it.
You've had an incredible career in the game, and it's still going, of course, but what does football mean to you?
You know what, when I think of that question, I think it meant different things at different stages. And I think the older I get, the more I think about the importance of joy within it, especially when it's your job. You know, you have to always, deal with the realities of trying to get a result every week. Enjoy it. It's the reason you loved it. It's the reason you grew up playing it. It's the reason you coach. Joy. That's what it means to me.
Can you enjoy it?
I really enjoy it. I've got such vivid memories of like the Olympic gold medal final last summer. And I remember looking around the Parc de France and thinking, does it really get any better than this? I've worked so hard to be in these positions. The last thing I'm going to do is get uptight about it. Just smile and be grateful for it.
What's your earliest memory of football?
Playing in the flats. It's always like my favourite memories of playing football in the flats.
Really?
Yeah, still to this day. And I still think those early years, not just the friendships that were formed, but just the types of games. I think there was no bibs, there was no goals. I actually don't think there was that much arguing, to be honest. There might have been like 20 aside. I used to think, how did we work out who was on each other's team?
Were you coaching them?
No, never. I just was like, I always wanted to be on the winning team. But they are, without question, my favourite memories.
Can you remember the first team you played for?
I can. It was Mary Ward in Camden. I remember Dad taking a few of the girls from school. We'd had a little school team, and he'd found this little place in Camden that were growing a reputation for girls' teams. And he took a handful of us down there, and we merged with this team, Mary Ward, and then we started playing in the best competition ever, which was the Met Police five-a-sides. I wish they still did them, I really did, because if you made the final, it was played at Wembley Arena.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And I remember playing at Wembley Arena around the same time. John Terry, I know when he was playing with Senrab, they had teams that were making the final, and it was, amazing memories.
What did those memories kind of teach you? How did they shape you and your journey in football, do you think?
I think I've always been about the community. I think that's shaped me massively. I know my dad being a coach in the community probably helped with that, but I think always giving back, whatever that looked like, was always maybe central to even my childhood. But then the most important things, friendships.
When did you stop playing?
I was playing till, I'd say around 17, 18. I had an ankle injury, which was a bone-on-bone injury, so I lost my cartilage.
Can't do much without that, can you?
Not now you can do a little more, but 35 years ago, you definitely couldn't do anything. Just gutted that I couldn't do it. Never ever dreamed that I would be doing what I'm doing today.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's
Never.
been quite the journey, hasn't it? So did you really think you were going to have a career in football? Was there ever anything else, or was it always, I'm going to be a coach?
No, I didn't even think I'd be a coach. I didn't have role models. Like, there was no professional game to aspire to. I dreamed of being a male player or walking out at Wembley as like Glenn Hoddle or something like that. So it didn't enter my imagination, and neither did coaching. I had no interest in coaching whatsoever.
How did you find your way into this incredible career then?
I think a couple of things, like my PE teacher always insisted I did leadership courses. Even like when I was 16, I wanted to go into a career in diplomacy or something like that. But I think probably the university years I did the role of coach, even though I didn't choose it. And then when I left it and I came back to work in Camden for Camden Sports Development, then I started really coaching in the community, and a few of us had developed or built the Regent's Park League. Then I moved to America. More than anything else, I just wanted to move to America. I didn't necessarily want to be a coach, but I knew that got me a visa to get into the country and live in New York City.
Who would you say has had the biggest impact on your career?
It has to be my parents. Dad saw something for me that I couldn't see. He was the biggest feminist I've ever met as a working class man who definitely, he's had 3 daughters, so one of us had to be into football in a big way. But him, because he pushed me, and sometimes I hated it. I was telling Harry the other day when he was playing football, I was stood on the touchline in silence. He said, "Mummy, why don't you say something to me?" I said, "Because I hated it when my dad did it to me, so I don't want to do it to you." And he was really vocal that he actually wanted me to say a little bit more, and I was like, okay.
So let me get this right. Emma Hayes, the coach, one of the best coaches in the world, goes to her son's football and you keep quiet.
Silent.
And everyone's probably looking at you thinking, go on, say
I stand
something.
on my own, stand by myself, and I stay in silent.
Do you say much to him afterwards?
Just around joy.
Yeah.
Like, what did you enjoy about it today? And like, he played a game the other day, they lost 10-2. And inside, I was dying. I was like,
Not used to teams that do that, are you?
no, definitely not. And got in the car and I was like, what did you enjoy about it today? And he said, I love playing out wide. I want him to keep that love for as long as possible.
You said about your parents having such a big impact. Your mum as well?
Mum, because she would just encourage me to just do whatever I wanted. She just supported us to go and do it. And if I'd say to her, "Mum, I want to go and work for the UN." "Oh, you go and do that, love, if you want to." "Oh, Mum, I want to be a football man." "If you want to do that, you go and do this." It was almost like I was given permission to explore and experiment. And being a mum now, like I really appreciate my mum in a million ways. Was such a big part of my life then, but I think she's an even bigger part of my life now since my dad has passed. And definitely at this stage of life, like I really feel like I really need my mum in a different way. And that's why for me they're my biggest heroes.
And she probably needs you as well.
She helps me so much, especially with the menopause, especially with like things like if I'm having anxiety or things that I know will be really like I'm struggling with, and she'll say, "Just get the paper bag out, take a breath, calm your mind."
And it feels different when your mum says it, doesn't it?
Do you know what? I never suffered with anxiety till I had the menopause.
Wow, so it all comes back to that.
It 100%. And what I've learned is that when you lose estrogen in your body, especially when you had a sudden menopause, like I didn't have a gradual menopause, I had a sudden menopause. I had an emergency surgery, and when you lose both your ovaries, estrogen is not just a lubricant in your body for your joints, but also for your brain. And what starts to happen is your brain starts going, "Hello, estrogen, where are you?" And it can't find it. And then you have a decrease in something like dopamine and serotonin. So your body struggles and has a lot of inability to be able to do it naturally. So your anxiety levels go up. And that for me is exacerbated when I had Harry, but it intensified once I had the sudden menopause.
You're a football coach, and a lot in this country in particular, it feels like that's your job, you should stick to that job, but that's never something you've done. Why is it so important to you to talk about things like that?
I think as a woman, I think we've had to live our life in football through an entirely male lens, and we're different. We think differently, we have different needs, we experience the game differently. I think it's the thing I love most about being in America is they value women's sports in a female lens, and I feel like I've had to speak up about it because, like, I did a conference the other day, and they they were asking about like some of your earliest experiences with like just biases that you've experienced, and I was like, oh my goodness, they've been shaped from such a young age. Whether it's like going on coaching courses where you was the only female, to referees coming over and going straight to your male assistant thinking they're the head coach, to if you spoke out about certain things that people didn't really necessarily view as aggressive behaviour, that they didn't realise that the position that women might have felt in that situation. And my dad always said, no, like, make it better for others, even if you have to take the punch in the face with it. And I think that's sometimes been difficult. Sometimes I'm like, why do I put myself in that situation? And then other days I'm like, if I can make the path better for someone else, then do it.
You've already spoken a lot about your mum and dad.
Yeah.
But your family, what was it like in your household growing up?
It's the same as it is now. Like, honestly, my sisters and I live really close to each other, or have always lived really close to each other. And our time together is probably the same way it was when we were kids. My younger sister, Rebecca's my manager. She manages me. And my older sister is Harry's travel companion and nanny. Like, that's how close we are.
That sounds like a fun job.
I would be absolutely nowhere without them. That support, I would have had to quit this job years ago.
Is that why they are still so involved? Like, I think there was a photo, was it Tom Cruise they met? They
Brilliant.
Your mum with Tom Cruise and stuff?
God, she weren't shy about it either. She was in the box next door in the gold medal match, and he came in and met all my family, and that was the highlight for them. Had a photo with them all.
Not you winning.
They weren't interested in that. Listen, they're English, so they want me to do well, but I think their worst nightmare would be USA playing the Lionesses in the World Cup final. I think my mum will have to wear a split shirt.
How did she feel about you taking the job?
She was gutted. She was absolutely gutted. First of all, she's mad about Chelsea, so she still goes to every game. It was like a breakup for them. They were all devastated. They were like, what do you mean you're leaving Chelsea? They were all really cross with me at the beginning. And then, of course, they're happy for me.
How do you escape from it all? Can you?
I feel like I can in this job. I often describe it as like being a grandparent.
A bit more removed.
Well, you see them every 6-8 weeks. They come in, they visit you, you give them their treats, take them to Disneyland, they love you, and then see you soon. Go back to your parents. And it is like that, because you don't get to manage them every day. They're with their clubs about 90% of the time. So I feel like I've got a better balance in my life. Listen, I'm much more present as a parent because of it, and that for me is like the most important thing. I think I felt like I was failing at that, and that just, I think, kept me awake at night.
Tell me one thing about Emma Hayes that might surprise me.
That I'm really introverted.
Is that a lie?
Nope. Nope. You ask anyone who knows me, I am social, or it's the other way around, because I have to for my job. Like going out on a night out with a party of 10, 12, 15 people was my idea of hell. I like one-to-one time and quality interactions. I'm not very sociable.
What are you most proud of?
Harry, being a mum. It is the thing I wanted to be more than anything else, and I can't say it fills me the most. It creates a huge amount of fear and anxiety too, being a parent. Like, it's not even the responsibility part, it's the love that I have for him sometimes paralyses me, because if I've got to go away on a trip and I'm leaving him, the anxiety I go through just to get on that plane, just to get there, and can be overwhelming. That separation, they always talk about it from like, that must be really tough for him. I'm like, no, it's really tough for me too. I feel like somebody's took my arms and legs off of me. I want him next to me, and I'm having to deal with that. He's 7 now, and he's a little more independent, and I'm having to encourage those things. And at the same time, I'm thinking, I don't want you to grow up. I just want you to remain this little being.
My daughter's not even 2 and I couldn't relate to that more, to be honest.
That's why for me the pride of that is it goes beyond like the jobs. Like, it's a job. I love it, but it's just a job.
Emma, thank you so much for your time. It's been fascinating.
Welcome.